Hello all, welcome back to Shaving with Peg Leg, where we try to fillet our face every once in a while. Yes, it's a face shave today, and we're going with the firm blade. This thing scares me more than the Rolls razor did. It really does. Takes a single edge blade, which you have to trim to make it fit in there properly. Not so much the width of it, but the length. You have to trim the ears off the blade and then a wee bit more to let it fit in there. So I'm thinking this either took, the older style blades were narrower than the new blades, or it took specialty blades. I'm not sure which, but I'm thinking the old style blades were more narrow. I'm using my Victorian era scuttle. Both sides the same. Beautiful scuttle. I'm using I think it's antique more than vintage, brass handle boar brush. And the soap is V&E Maine made leather jacket. Mix it, load the brush right on top of the scuttle. So if we got enough on there for at least the first pass. Get rid of those so I can't see a damn thing. This is a tiny, tiny brush. Loaded enough. There we go. That's a little better. What do you think? I don't think this brush was used much. I really don't. It is scritchy. Feels good though. I don't mind the scritchiness. Okay. We'll see how that goes. May have to reload it for pass 2. 1935, 1937, Portland, Oregon. That's where these were made and when they were made. Oh, the blade is a new sharp blade. I looked, I don't know if I missed it, but I don't think anybody's used one of these on YouTube yet. Unless Dave in Kentucky has, and I didn't see it. I didn't look everybody's channel. I just did a YouTube search for the firm blade razor, and I had nothing come up. And I did it a couple times too. I did the search a couple times because I don't know about you guys, but I searched for something, had nothing come up, done the search again, and 5 things pop up. Just, that's the life of Google, I guess. No, we're gonna have to go back to the puck. This is an interesting brush though. The handle is so small. I feel like I'm holding a damn chopstick in my big catcher's mitts. Woof, woof, woof. Somebody aggravating my dog again. Had a woman this morning. She's riding around in a golf cart with her dog in the golf cart, and she drove by out front, and my dog saw her dog, and her dog saw my dog, and her dog started barking at my dog. My dog started barking at her dog, so she stopped so they could have a little bark fest. I told her, I said, you know, that's enough. I said, you can move on. Oh, I didn't know you were there. I said, obviously. These people around here are so freaking stupid. They could never take an aircraft from hopping sand dune to sand dune to 1,290 miles an hour, ever. Remember that video? There's some smart people in the world, yes. I am not one of them. Hello? This is a very interesting razor though. I'm glad I got it. Like I said, when I unboxed it, there were better looking ones. I had to keep checking to make sure I'm using the blade side. But I like the rough and rugged look of this one. Can I tell you something, guys? It's not hard to use once you remember what side the blade is cutting on. Excuse me. Excuse me again. It's definitely one of those razors that when you hang it up, put it out there where people can see it when they come over and they use your bathroom and they go, what the hell is that? They'll go, come here. What? You go in the bathroom and they'll go say, what the hell is that? And they'll be pointing at that. Good conversation starter. I might have that blade set just a wee deep because I'm not getting the greatest shave off of it, and I don't think it's the razor's fault. I just think I have the blade set a little deeper than it needs to be. Kind of erring on the side of caution. That's the thing with a lot of these old razors. There's no blades around, and you gotta, if you're lucky, you can get an old used blade with the razor still in it, so that you have a template to make a new one, or at least attempt to make a new one by cutting a new DE or a new gem or injector blade or a professional artist blade, whatever. I mean, geez. A lot of these you gotta, that's what I've been doing for the last day and a half, is trying to make blades for some of the other razors. One of my enders I can make a blade for with a gem razor blade, but the other one, the black handle one that most people are familiar with, I can't even get the ender razor blades that came with the one that looks like the crystal razor. That's an ender. I can't even get the blades that came with that one to fit into the black handle ender and stay in place. So I'm going to end up having to get the $30 insert for my $21 razors. All right. Let's see if I can read this way. All right. I think it was 1925. I didn't write it down. It was 25 or 27. It was the first gasoline pump that counted the amount that was pumped and also the price for what was pumped. Something we use all the time that you never gave two thoughts about. Now, gas pumps are also known as Bowsers, B-O-W-S-E-R-S, or petrol pumps, or petrol Bowsers too. In the Commonwealth countries, they're known as petrol pumps. In the United States, of course, gas pumps. The first gasoline pump was invented by Sylvanus Bowser in Fort Wayne, Indiana, on September 5th, 1885. Before automobiles even. But he was pumping kerosene and filling people's kerosene cans for their home heating and lights use, so they could refill their lamps and their stove and whatnot. Just a wee bit right there, I think. And he later added a hose directly to the pump, so with a nozzle so it could be inserted into the gas tank of automobiles and fuel automobiles. The term Bowser was used actually to refer to a vertical gasoline pump for a long time. But now it's primarily restricted to the trucks that carry and dispense fuel for jet aircraft, and is still sometimes used in Australia and New Zealand to call gasoline pumps Bowsers. The first gasoline pump was actually not invented, but patented by a Norwegian, John J. Tokheim, in 1901. Excuse me, jeez, where'd that come from? The early gas pumps, a lot of them had the glass tub on top that was clear, and the amount that was pumped into it was marked on the glass. They had predetermined markings on the glass to determine how much fuel you were getting, and you had to hand pump the gas with a crank on the pump into that cylinder on top. It's like you wanted 2 gallons, you had to hand crank it till it said 2 gallons, and then there was a hose with a nozzle on it. You insert it into your gas tank, and a release valve at the bottom that just like gravity feed it into your vehicle. That was the early pumps. Hang on a second, I got 2 flipping pages here on gasoline pumps. Yes. Oh, and then later on, when they stopped using that system and they had a pump inside the pump, or even a hand crank pump, and it went just out the tube, the hose, into the vehicle, they put, and I'll show a picture of 2 pumps that are like that. They had a little glass cylinder on right at where the pump and the hose join, with a turbine inside that would spin when it was switched around by the gas, so the customer could actually see that actual fuel was being pumped. And I'll put that picture right here. Okay. Light passenger vehicles, cars, pickup trucks, vans, excuse me, your daily driving type vehicles. The pump will flow 50 liters or 13 US gallons per minute, but in the rest of the world, in the United States, it is limited to 10 gallons or 38 liters per minute. Pumps serving larger trucks have a higher flow rate of up to 130 liters or 34 gallons a minute in the UK, and 40 gallons or 150 liters in the US. So they flop. The bigger ones, we flow more, they flow less. And color coding. In the United States, green handle means diesel fuel, black handle means gasoline. In Europe, especially England, black handle is diesel and green handle is gasoline. So if you're traveling to another country, and you're driving and you're renting a car, don't get that shit mixed up. Remember, it switches. United States is green for diesel, black for gas. Now, in the United States, gasoline is difficult to meter. Gasoline is difficult to meter and measure to fill a vehicle because it expands and contracts according to the temperature. So we have the National Institute of Standards and Technology has a handbook out that gas stations and everybody has to use in the United States for metering gas, because gas at 60 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius, 10 gallons will actually be 10.15 gallons of gas. And at 85 degrees, or 10.15 gallons of gas, or 38.4 liters. And at 85 degrees Celsius, or Fahrenheit, or 29 degrees Celsius, it's 9.83 gallons, or 37.2 liters of gas. And so it changes. The volume of it changes. It expands and contracts according to the temperature. And there's a 0.3% allowance for variation because of that in the pumping of gas. So you may pump, when you pump, depending on the temperature, you might pump between 9.97 and 10.03 gallons of gas in the United States, or 37.7 liters and 38 liters elsewhere. The shutoff valve in the handle, You know, when you hit full and you're squeezing the handle and all of a sudden it goes limp, it doesn't work anymore. That shutoff valve, it's a cutoff feature. It was invented in Orleans, New York in 1939 by Richard C. Corson, C-O-R-S-O-N. And this is how it works. This is something you've never thought about. How does that sucker work? How does it know to shut off? It is done with an auxiliary sensing tube running from just inside the mouth of the nozzle to a Venturi pump in the pump handle. A mechanical valve in the pump handle detects a change of pressure and closes, preventing the flow of fuel. In other words, when the fuel backs up into that nozzle, because it's not flowing anymore, when it backs up into that nozzle, it creates pressure on it, and it disconnects the handle to allow it to pump fuel. Smart system. And I bet you that's something you never actually ever thought about. How does this sucker know to shut off? I think I'm BBS on the face. I'm gonna wet it because the soap dried on me. I know I got slickness. No, I still got a little bit right here. And through here. And through here. Okay. Yakking too much. Gasoline pumps. I'll show you another picture of some pumps right here. Right here. Those things are collectibles, and they go for thousands of dollars. And people pay thousands of dollars to have those in their man cave or out in their garage. If they've got a nice fancy garage set up for their vintage car, they pay thousands for those things. It's that time of night for people who are walking their dogs. That's why she's going nuts. All gone. Basically, I had to do a fourth pass, but all gone. We are done. Oh, and when I was talking about the flow rate of gasoline into the car, you know, how it flows into the car. It is the fill neck on your car, your fill pipe, that actually regulates how fast the fuel can flow into your tank. It's not the pump. It's your fuel filler neck regulates your gas, because it'll only hold so much. It gets backed up. It's pretty good. I can go with that. That's nice. Not quite BBS, just a little bit there, but it's nobody would ever notice it. And guess what, guys? Do you see any red? I don't see any red. Firm blade. Get yourself one. Fun to use. It is. It is fun to use. Let's see if we did any damage. I keep staring at. I got this right here. That is the strop for my Wilkinson sword razor. It had a couple of spots on it where it looked like somebody just dumped oil on it to condition it, but never spread it out. They just dumped it in 2 spots and let it soak in. It was built up, greasy, caked on shit, and I had to take Dawn dish soap and a toothbrush in hot water and scrub the piss out of the whole strop to get that stuff out of there. And I've been hanging it there for 2 days now, letting it dry. And after it dries, yeah, you're supposed to use leek foot oil, but guys, I use olive oil, light olive oil, just a little bit, and I spread it around and let it soak in. It doesn't need much. A few drops does the whole strop. You don't need leek's foot. I just use my olive oil. It's fine. Fine. No stink, nothing. Cold and wet, that's all it was. Sorry, got distracted with my strop talk. But no, there's nothing there. There's no blood, there's no stinging, there's no nothing. I am actually BBS up here. It's just like a little bit right through here. I mean, it's like 5 or 6 hairs on each side. It's not even worth mentioning, you know what I mean? It did a damn good job. I was surprised. Oh, sorry. Witch'em, Hazel'em. Yes, I know. I messed up English. Witch Hazel. Give myself a good dosing of cat litter. Which is a leather scented aftershave, and the Nivea Max Hydration. Oh wow, that's a lot. That's gonna have to do some dome work too. And the arms. Wow, that was a lot. That was way too much. All right, guys, appreciate you being here. So, if you don't see my video, my head shave tomorrow, happy bird day to you. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy yourself, enjoy your family. Be good to each other. And no food fights, okay? No food fights. All right, guys. I'll tell you what, I'll do it tomorrow on my head shave. I forgot, I want to do a contest for the gift card, but I'll do it tomorrow. We're already at 28 and a half minutes, so let me do it tomorrow during the head shave. One more day is not going to matter, but we are going to do a gift card to the TRC, and we'll do that tomorrow. Don't forget the link to the razor company. If you use that, I get money in the account. When it hits $25, I get a gift card for you guys, so we're starting for a new gift card. All right. Appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget the link to the 4 stations or the 4 channels in the description box. Give those guys a like. Just trying to boost everybody's number. Now, I appreciate y'all being here. I'm trying to rush this because I don't want to hit 30. I'll be close enough as it is. And enough of the babbling fat guy in the camera. You're in the chair next. Happy shaves out there, guys, and happy Thanksgiving.